as you can see, I've got this unequal angle clipped in. So in terms of achieving the measurements for that, you're better off forming your angle up like so, and then having your join down here when it comes to a measurement. So you could pull your measurement from, say, whatever external, internal corner to this point, and then adjust by cutting your bases here before you clip them together. You'd find that much easier. I mean, nothing's to say you can't pull your measurement through, make a mark on a base, and then cut it, but I'd say form your angle up first, put it into place, clip it to a base, and then before you clip that base to the next base, cut and put your cut there to reduce and give you the right measurement. But as you can see, it's nice and solid. It continues around the corner, and what I'm going to show you now is how, because obviously we have an internal external corner, but that's only 90 degrees. So what I'm going to show you now is how we take our product. Now, it doesn't matter if it's brick rebate, standard system, low profile board, it makes no difference. The technique's the same. Essentially what we're doing is we're going to take 100 mils to 150 mils one side of the join and 100 to 150 mils to the other side of that join, and we're going to miter cut it just the same as we've done here, and then we're going to glue them together with a particular type of glue, which I'll show you shortly, which essentially welds the two products together, and then we're going to have an 8-section joiner, an 8-section joiner, and then we'll butt up to that. So what I'll do is I'll form it up, and then I'll show you how it's done, and I'll show you the products that I use, but it's really simple and a nice way to achieve all these unequal angles on QuickSet. In terms of unequal angles with our standard formwork, so I've cut a 22.5 degree angle on that. So it's a 22.5 degree angle. I've come along 150 mils. I've repeated the process with this bit. Now, if I join those two together like so, I've got my 45 degree angle. So as you can imagine, that will sit down like so. And then I would have a widget in each one of these. That's really important for strength back to the mesh. So a widget in the upper rail, and then I'd have an 8-section joiner here, a widget in the top rail, an 8-section joiner there, and then that will carry on to the product each side. So the way that we join them together, now there's a couple of techniques that you can use. Now, depending on, this is a fairly easy glue to find. It's a Marley PVC pipe cement, but it's grade Friars, that's the colour. So it's a very similar colour to the product itself. Now, the reason why I like this, it's readily sold at Bunnings. I find this a lot at Bunnings. The reason why I like this is within an hour, once I put a bead of glue on there, and then I'll put a couple of staples at the top, a couple of staples at the bottom, put it off to the side, within an hour, it's welded itself together. Because the product itself is PVC, and this is PVC pipe cement, and it physically welds the product together. So I quite like it. And obviously, I'll wipe the residue off that leading edge, but it will fill that saw cut nice, and then I'll clean it up with my fingers or a rag, and then obviously I'm left with a nice intersection. So now, that's that particular product. You can use the 240FC Gorilla mastic adhesive that we use for everything on our product. We use the same product from Saldale. You can use an MS on this, bead MS, put it together. The difference being it's going to take longer for that MS to go off. So if you made these the day before, set them off to the side, the next day you come in, that MS would have gone off, and that would be strong and sufficient as well. So difference being both similarly do the same jobs. It's just the grey Marley glue allows you to basically to make them within an hour and do that foundation. Okay, as you can see there, it's a little bit of residue left on the plastic wrap itself, but that plastic wrap will come off no later than 90 days after the foundation goes down. But as you can see there, there's our unequal angle. Okay, it's nice and clean. The gap's all filled. Now, if I sit that over here, line it up, it looks perfect, looks good. Another trick is you can line that up with your string lines as well, make sure it's the right angle if you're a little bit unsure. Another little technique that I do, especially with unequal angles, is you can take a set of plans, okay? You can actually go to where the angle is on the plan, you can put a pencil and you can drag the angle out a little bit further, and you can roughly sit this over that, even though the plan's small, you can really quickly see if you've got the angles right, if you've split the points right, and just a little bit of a reference for you. It's a nice good trick. But essentially I'm going to put that off to the side for an hour. I'm going to wait for it to go off. Then I'm going to put a widget in the top rail, a widget in this top rail, and then I'm going to form the corner.